What is up, everyone? Good morning. Happy Friday. I've been getting some questions on what I am training for and what my day looks like. So this is a quick video to sort of touch on that. My typical day, I usually train twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and I split it up and alternate it between I'll bike one morning, I'll run one morning. You get the drift. And then Thursdays, it depends on when the race is that I'm training for, but Thursdays are usually the brick workouts. And then there'll be another one on Saturday or Sunday. The one on Thursday is usually on the easier side. I'm still working, obviously, but Saturday is the one where I do the more specific and a little bit harder, because I want that in my mind, that this is how we need to operate on race day. Now, it's not full on race pace. I don't do that during training as I would in a race. You know, you do intervals at race pace, but you don't go all out. At least I don't on the Saturday or Sunday brick workout. So typically a day for me, like I said, is training morning and afternoon. In the mornings, I normally wake up by 8 or at 8. I kind of make breakfast, and then I come down and I sit and I respond to emails, and I order whatever components or whatever things I need to do. And then by probably 10, depending on what the first workout is, I'll be running or cycling. Now today I have a meeting at 12:30, so I'll probably run first because I only have an easy. Because yesterday was pretty brutal in the wind here on the bike, so I'm carrying a little bit of fatigue in my legs, which is good because I was doing a pretty good bike yesterday. I was working at a little higher power, one because of the wind, and then two, I wanted to come off the first run working a little bit harder on the bike, and then I came off and then I did an easy run off the bike. So I'm feeling that in my legs a little bit because the wind, you know, even in my upper body, obviously, because I was wrestling the bike around a little bit, which is good because you want to know that, and then it helps you kind of know if you don't like riding in the wind. The best advice I can give you is go ride in the wind, and then you'll get used to knowing, you know, all right, you're watching flags or trees, and you know which way the wind's going to come. You know, if I turn this way, it's gonna hit me across. It's gonna hit me head on. I'm gonna have a tailwind. You know, those are the things that I kind of pay attention to out there, because that's what I'm doing during a race. Because you want to know those things. Because if you're going to make a left turn and you're going to take a right crosswind, you know, if there's someone on your left, or if you're jammed up a little bit, which you're going to be protected anyways if you're in the middle of a group, but you're going to get pushed a little bit. But you don't want to overreact to that movement. So you just want to kind of I just let the wind throw me around a little bit, and you know, I just kind of go with it. Now on gusts, you kind of have to play that one as it happens, and it happened pretty frequently yesterday. But you don't want to overreact. You don't want to be afraid to ride in the wind. You want to make sure that you're riding in the aero position. Now I was on the road bike yesterday, but even on the Madone, which is a pretty aggressive position, I stay over in the drops. I pretty much stay there as much as I can. And so you want to do that in the wind, because on the TT bike, when you're in that position, you're gonna feel a little more uncomfortable probably. So you want to get out there. You want to put on probably not those 80s, but you know, your regular 50, 51, 60 tires or wheels, and then just go out there and kind of make runs in the aero position, so you know what that feels like. Because the more you come out of the aero position in a race, the more resistance you're applying to yourself, and you're not helping yourself. You want to stay down there. You want to stay watt efficient, as aerodynamic as possible, to make your speed as effortless as possible, if that makes sense. A lot of people come up and down and up and down, and so I do that in longer races, just because you know, kind of change positions, you know, keep everything moving, because I know that the run's coming, and you want to you don't want to come off the bike in like rigor mortis. You don't want to do that. So I kind of move around a little bit, and also on the bike, just to go into a tangent, I guess, you know, as you're on the bike in these longer courses, 42K above, in those long course distances, when you're on the bike, you should be that is your time for nutrition. I think a lot of folks make that mistake. They don't get enough on the bike, and so you want to make sure you're getting that in on the bike. Now for me, that's going to be, I keep a bottle of a concentrated solution in the front in the BTA, and then in the bento box I'll have, depending on the calculation and distance and all that, how many calories I think I need to take per hour, on how much is in the bottle, and then I'll figure that out by the I'm sponsored by Hammer Nutrition, full disclosure, and you kind of figure that out, and then you put those gels in your bento box, and every 15 minutes I'm pulling them out, or I'm drinking, or I'm alternating. So every 50, and by the time you're done, it's like you're done. You've been concentrating on getting nutrition in on the bike, and then the bike is done. But then you're ready for the run, because you've taken in the calories, not necessarily to make up, but you get to a point where you're fueling your body to keep moving. You can't make that deficit up really on course. You do that leading up with a carb load, a responsible one, and then on course you're kind of keeping everything fueled up, and so, you know, and then you hit the run, and then by the time the run goes, I have some gels in my side, but then by that point I'm just kind of like, I don't want any more gel. But you take it, and then you hit the relief stations with, you know, sometimes I'll take a Coke, and whatever electrolyte solution is on course, if it's not Heed from Hammer. A lot of the races I do have that on course, because Hammer Nutrition is a nutrition sponsor. Some of them don't. So you adapt. You train with the different things in training, so that on course when you take it, it doesn't send your body into, you know, like haywire. So that's the basic nutrition plan. I can go more in depth on that in a later video, but, you know, for these purposes, it's wake up at 8, train by 10 at first run. Some days there are no second workout, obviously, and some days there's no workout. But, you know, then from whenever I get done, let's say 11 to 1, I'm doing stuff, and then I'll be on the bike or whatever in the afternoon, and then family, dinner, and then sleep by 10, wake up by 8. So that's the basic day that I have for myself. In between that, I'm responding to emails for clients. I'm building plans. I'm reading, just to kind of continuously better my approach and myself, and it helps. Everything I do training wise for myself, I build for myself, and then obviously that gets tailored down and passed on to clients that I coach. So there's a benefit for them, because of how my mind works. And I'll go out, and depending on what I'm trying to work, VO2 max, tempo, recovery, and that sort of thing, obviously recovery workout is just, you just want to stay in one power zone, no higher than, really for me, no higher than really middle zone 2 heart rate and power. There's saying, like, for recovery rides, you should feel embarrassed at the pace that you're going. And if you feel that way, and if you've been cycling for a while, you're riding in the correct zone. Don't go faster, because recovery rides are very important, especially after a hard workout like I did yesterday. Like today, I have a real easy. I'm probably gonna do 2 hours and zip around, and I probably will be around, and we'll see how it goes. But I'll probably be around 200 to 215 watts for the whole ride, normalized power. And that's my kind of easy power, or less. And when it's time to hammer, you hammer. When it's time to not, but don't, because you need those recovery rides. You can't constantly go hard every day, and I see that a lot, and it's counterproductive. Got my old Trek sweatshirt on. So just make sure that you're adhering to those recovery rides. They're important to the training plan, to adaptation, to helping you recover for the harder workouts, all that stuff. So that is my typical day. I didn't say when I eat and how much I eat and all that stuff, because I just want to do a short video, and this one's now 13 minutes. But if you want to put a comment below, I will talk about and answer questions on and do videos on topics that you want to discuss. Question I had yesterday from social media was, what am I training for? The first thing I'm training for, I think, is Powerman Arizona. Just a simple, I consider it, I guess it's a middle distance, but I guess it could be long. It's a long course, but and so on a pancake flat course, so there's definitely an opportunity there to go real fast, especially on my new bike that's coming, that I'm not gonna say anything about yet. And so with that in mind, that's how I kind of structure these brick workouts, and then be like, all right, well, I live in Virginia, so it's not necessarily pancake flat. I will go to Florida, to Claremont at some point, depending on some product getting to me, and going to Claremont and going down there and doing training, and then I'll probably leave from Florida to go to Arizona, to Powerman Arizona, which is around the Phoenix area. And that's the first race, and then Clash Miami, and then World Championships in Denmark for the middle distance. Those are the kind of the first three on tap, and in between all that, there'll be these targeted kind of training camps, and that's how I prepare. I go to where, as warm as it is in Florida in January, but I go to where I believe the conditions are going to be, and I train in those conditions. Same thing I did for New York. I didn't need to really train for Florida. It was hillier than anticipated. There's an actual mountain there, which I found. I was laughing the whole time I was climbing it. So that's my basic schedule. Remember, if you like this stuff, I'm gonna start doing these videos probably every other day, these short like vlogs. And then we'll do longer kind of race ones, travel ones when I'm traveling. I'll do bike reviews and components of the things that I've used and ridden, and all of the things coaching. So, you know, if you like that thing, make sure you subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the better quality my videos become, apparently. So that's going to be it for me. All the information will be down below for me, and I'm out.